Welcome back to part 2 of this video, guys, where I'm going to be carrying on with the roll cage. As you saw probably from the last bit of the video, you saw me notch into the actual dash and try and cut back some of the trims, which I've got up here. Excuse the mess, I've been trying to get other jobs done. I basically had the other blue car had a bit of a misfire, like a stutter, something like that, when it hesitated basically when you pulled away. We'd already done the spark plugs and the leads. The only thing left was a coil pack. So this is the old coil pack, and yeah, it was pretty crusty, pretty rubbish. I don't know if it's a genuine Ford one, probably not. And then you see there, that's how crusty it is. The actual plastic snapped off. That's just taking it off, and it literally just snapped off by itself. So yeah, that was definitely past its time to be used. So yeah, we actually managed to get another one and just swapped it over, and about half an hour later, it's a bit fiddly, but not too bad. So yeah, blue car's up and running, that's all good. The white car's off the road, just giving it a wash, and just want to keep it clean whilst we have all this crappy weather, because it's obviously been a white car. Drive it for 10 minutes and it looks like you haven't washed it in about 8 months. So, and then obviously I don't want the salt getting to the underneath as much as I can help it. I'll try and use the blue car. But anyway, like I say, back onto the roll cage. We got these trims here that are for the dash, and what I've done is I've taken out the little pods out the back of them. That just goes in the back of them here. So I've managed to pry them off so that we can get more space for the roll cage to sit behind here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mock this up and keep seeing where it keeps hitting, and then just keep cutting basically on the back of this and see how much I need to take from the back of here, and try and keep the vent in without trying to notch into that as well, and see how much clearance we can get. You can see there the roll cage obviously sits quite well into the actual dash, but it is definitely going to hit this part here. It's just a case of how much. Like I say, we can move the vent so I can cut right back. As long as we don't cut the swivel points back, we should be good. So yeah, I want to try and cut into this. Might have to cut sort of like a semicircle around here, and give it some clearance on the top and bottom. Keep trying it, keep fitting it up, and see where we get with it basically. So I'm going to give that a go now, and I'll be back when I've done some cutting. Right guys, so yeah, I've done some cutting, some trimming, and this bit fits really nicely. Got the hole saw managed on this piece without cutting the grill. And then underneath there, if you can see it, I've actually got a hole there and a hole on this side, and all I'm going to have to do is actually cut it with the angle grinder. Just join these dots up and then cut across here, and that should give us the clearance. You'll never see any of this, so it don't matter if it's a little bit tatty, but yeah, we just need a small bit of clearance off this bit because it almost fitted in. It was probably up to about here, and there's probably about a 5mm gap going all the way around the edge, so it was fitting really well. It's just this bit's clashing just a small bit, so we probably don't even need to take that much off, but we'll cut it once and then we've got more clearance. Alright, there we go guys, so we've got that cut there, and I'll clean up the edges in a bit, but I'm going to test this now and see if that fits, but if it doesn't, then we'll have to do a bit more trimming. Right, so we're off of this up to the car. Let's see how we get on. There we go, so that's what I mean about that fitment there. It's a little bit at the bottom, it's just a little bit out, so I'm not sure where it's actually hitting. There we go, so it's just hitting that little that piece there, that tab there, if you can see that by my finger. So I'm just going to groove that off, just cut that off there, and we should be pretty good. So it's the funs of making something fit that shouldn't be there basically. So but it's all good, we're getting there in the end. Right, so we want this end up, don't we? Right, there we go guys, so we just trimmed the edges there. That's where it was actually hitting. So we'll give this another offer up. And we're still just hitting the roll cage on the edge of that lip there, if you can see that. So it's just hitting this piece here. So we're going to shave this down, give this a cut, and hopefully that should be the last one. Alright, there we go, with a little bit more cut out. Hopefully this should be the last one. I keep saying that, but yes, there we go. So that was it. So that's all we need to cut off. We've got all of that installed now, so that side's done. And yeah, it looks pretty clean. I'm quite happy with that. Fits in the dash quite nicely. Doesn't leave too much of a hole around it, and it fits quite tight to the cage. All we need to do now is figure a way of trying to get a speaker back in here without backing out on the bottoming out on the roll cage there, which is going to be a bit of a mission, but maybe there's a way around it. We can try and do something with it, but yeah, we'll give it a go. If not, we might just have to live without it. But I do really want the speakers back in here. As much as a track day looking car that it is, I quite like the like having my music on basically, so it's quite nice to have the music on while I'm driving this, because I do like to drive it on the roads as well, because it's quite nice to take it out and actually enjoy it. And should be really nice once the cage is all in. It's fitting up really nice, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, we're going to do this again to the other side. I won't show you that because you've seen one side anyway, so I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll come back when I've done the other side. Right, so I've been playing around with this cage and just trying to get the fitment sort of kind of correct in here. So basically what we've got two 5mm plates at the front there. So we've got one at the bottom, one on the side. That's just to mock up where the feet will actually land. And again on the back there, one on the floor, one on the back. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably bolt these in when I get it all actually mocked up finally. Put some bolts in here so it doesn't move anywhere. Put some I'll probably get some riv nuts to go in this, and then we can bolt these plates to the actual the seal here. And then once that's all finally done, we'll weld these plates up where they are in place, so that we can get this exact angle here between the two plates, and just stitch weld it in basically, and then do a final weld all the way around these plates and actually weld them to the car. And again, these ones here, this one will have to be cut and folded so it actually matches the edge of the sill, because you can see there it's just going straight up, whereas we need probably about 20-degree angle on the edge of that. So what I've done is I've got the door bars in, which fit really nicely. And what I actually saw on someone else's video, I can't remember whose it was. It was someone doing a track day on YouTube, I think it was. And basically I was contemplating about having the door bars, just because of obviously the faffing to get in and out, obviously your legs get in and out over the bars all the time if I am going to use it on the road. So someone, it's probably been around for ages and I just haven't even heard of it, but it sounds like a really good idea. What I'm going to do is, so I'm going to bolt the actual the back braces in and make sure they're permanently in, and then what I'll do is I'll get some pins made up for the front, so that you can actually just, if you want to get out nice and easy without having to obviously jump over this bar, which is obviously quite high, you can just pull this pin out, and then that'll release that basically down to the floor, and then you've got a lot more leg room to swing your leg out to be able to get out. So, but like I say, I'm just going to put these in for now, just to mock the cage up, and go from there basically. So yeah, we'll put those in, and then we know what bolts we need as well. So obviously these ones are too long, but I'll get some smaller ones. I've probably got some smaller ones knocking about, the actual length that is. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. and like I say, I want to put these bars in just so that this space in here between the legs don't move whenever you're doing anything like this. I don't want to obviously put the feet in and then this bar's moved, you come to weld it and it's the white plate sitting off of the base plate. So yeah, so it's good to get this all squared up and make sure it's all lined up. Same with these ones, we'll get the bolts put in these when I come to finally do it. I'll get this this rail bar put in as well, and we'll also do the mid bar that goes from here all the way to the back leg here. They're just down there, and that'll basically just hold the cage in its final position so it can't twist and turn. When I'm getting in and out and moving around, you know, it can't move basically. That's the idea, so that when I come to actually finally put it down, I've got less chance of it, you know, doing a weld and then and it moving, and then the plate have moved in the wrong place, and then we'll have to cut the welds out and cut the floor. You know, it's just a lot of messing about if it goes wrong. So it's just to be extra safe, make sure this goes in first time and goes in nicely and fits really nicely. And yeah, because the last thing we want to do is be cutting these out, cutting the floors out, or adding bits and pieces and just making a hash of it basically. So what I do actually need, I need a couple more of these base plates. So we've got 4 at the minute, so I need another 4 for that side, and then I'm going to have to think of a way to do the back ones as well, because they've got a slight curve to the back of the footwell. We might just get away with bolting them straight in and putting a plate on the very back of it, which I could possibly do. Yeah, you've got those there, unless I come off with a plate here and yeah, sort of work a smaller plate into here, put a 3mm one in here, and just maybe fold it around this edge, just hammer it around this radius, put it on a bit of tube like this and just hammer it down so that we've got some area to work with. Yeah, I'll probably do that. So yeah, that's about it probably for today, guys. It's like I say, this sort of work does take a lot of time, just prepping it, getting it ready. Obviously I'm on my own doing it as well, so you've got to sort of you need like 4 hands and God knows what. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. If you like the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get out and do some more on this as well, but as you can see from my breath, not making excuses, it is freezing in here. And all you know, working on cars, if any of you do, working on driveways and things like this, I know I've got the luxury of the shed, but obviously it doesn't get rid of the temperature, and we're due, you know, a lot of bad weather. But anyway, enough of that, and enough of the moaning, and hopefully you like the progress on the car. It is coming along, and yeah, like I say, like, subscribe and share, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Right guys, so yeah, probably just a little bit of bonus footage for you. So yeah, I've just been fiddling with this for probably about an hour or so, just trying to tweak the bars and everything. Basically, when I got this this main hoop bar here that went over the actual windscreen, as soon as I put that in, it threw everything out of whack basically. So everything just went out of whack. I thought it fit really nicely. As soon as I put that bar in there, the whole thing just went to pot basically. Like you can see down there, the gaps there. So I've made this a lot better. It was been a nightmare around the dash. I've had to open the dash up a little bit more, but I've got that fitted all really nicely. I had to cut this bar down by about 40mm, and the same on the other side, because the sleeves where they are now, the end of this was actually probably, yeah, about 40-50mm past where it actually needed to be. I know they've got to be tight and everything, but there was just no way that was going to be installed with this bar here. And then with this bar here as well, I've cut this down 20mm on each end, just to give it a little bit of play, so when I'm trying to install it, it fits a lot better. But it's not going anywhere. It's absolutely solid. Like, it's not even bolted in, and the cage is really solid already. So yeah, and then I put the door bars in. They were completely out, but again with a bit of encouragement from the old hammer, from the rubber mallet. We got the diagonal bracing as well. That went in probably the easiest. But yeah, I'm really happy with it now. It's actually fitted really well. Like I said, I got both the speaker pods here fitted in really nicely, so they're fitting really well. The and the rest of the cage just went together after that. Basically, the rear legs are still fitting really well to the actual strut towers there, the actual rear arches. I've just chucked a bolt in, like I say, to hold it all together in all the major holding points. We've got this side fitting really nice. This fits a lot better than that side for some reason. So I don't know if this cage has been twisted or been an accident, but with a little bit of encouragement, a couple of little small cuts, it's fitting really nicely now. So we will have a nice decent 6-point roll cage in here. So yeah, with a bit of fettling and a bit of encouragement from the hammer, like I say, it finally went in. We'll get some base plates made up next, and hopefully we can get the rest of it installed, and fingers crossed it all goes smoothly. This is why I need to keep, I'm probably going to be doing this probably about 10 times, bringing the cage in and out for adjustment, and getting these plates in so they can fit in the best place that this cage will actually fit. Then I need to try the seats in there with it's just one thing after another basically. I just need to try things to make sure everything fits before this finally gets bolted down, because once, you know, yeah, I can take it in there again, but once it's bolted down, that's the last time I want to be doing it. I don't want to be doing it again. So once that's done, that's it, you know, because the cage will then be painted, the floor is going to get a repaint, and we're going to tidy everything up, like the door cards, because they're cracking, and get the material redone on this, and then try and get these speakers back in if we can. Try and do something to get some music in here. So yeah, it's getting there, but we're moving forward. That's the main thing, basically. And yeah, so that's the main thing really. Basically, we're moving forward, we're getting progress, and we're getting there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.